Our next inductee is also in the softball category. Could have been in a few other categories. The late Douglas Thornton Moser wore a lot of hats. Doug played softball and basketball at City High School. He graduated there in 1968, went to Tennessee Tech, played baseball there for a couple of years, and then came home. Graduated from UTC and then threw himself into the fields of education and athletics. Doug taught at Elbert Long Elementary and then at City High School, where he also coached the girls' basketball team. He led them to their only state championship in 1983. Doug went to work at UTC as an assistant to then Lady Mocs head coach Sharon Fanning Otis, who says that he was such the gym rat and a strategizer. In the 2 years that Doug was there, the Lady Mocs won both the regular season and Southern Conference tournament titles and lost to Vanderbilt by 1 point in the women's NIT championship game. The players loved Doug and he made them laugh. Like on a Lady Mocs road trip, the team decided they would put honey into his shampoo. Didn't bother him. He never missed a beat. Didn't wash his hair, didn't comb it out, came to breakfast the next morning with honey in his hair. Players loved it, and that was Doug Moser. When Baylor went co-ed, they needed a math teacher, a softball coach, and a girls basketball coach. The AD at the time was Austin Clark, and he says, we couldn't have found a better person for the jobs, plural, than Doug Moser. No kidding. That first ever Baylor girls basketball team was the runners-up in the state tournament. Doug's Lady Red Raiders softball teams won back-to-back state titles in 93 and 94. Doug won several district Coach of the Year awards in basketball and softball. He was a two-time winner of the Times Free Press Scrappy Award for Coach of the Year in any sport, once in softball, once in basketball, and no one else has ever done that. Kelly Howard Smith, who the current Baylor softball coach, who by the way has just won a National Coach of the Year award, played on Doug's softball and basketball teams. She says Valentine's Day always comes to mind when she thinks about Doug, how he might have just finished putting them through the hardest practice ever. Then they'd all go back to their lockers, and he had left every one of them a rose with a handwritten note telling them how special they were to him. Doug passed away in July of 2019. He was only 69 years old. His wife, his family miss him dearly. So do all of his players and all of us who ever had the pleasure of knowing him. Representing Doug tonight as he goes into the Greater Chattanooga Sports Hall of Fame is his longtime assistant basketball coach and his best friend, Ed Snow. Oh, man. He was special.